Scuderi Clean Energy is a high-tech thermodynamic company that specializes in developing clean energy systems for distributed power generation. We establish and manage power generation projects that help meet the growing demand for reliable, low-cost energy while at the same time working to protect the environment. Our projects provide investors with a socially responsible investment that also has outstanding returns. This presentation will be discussing the Scuderi Clean Energy technology and its economic, environmental, and social benefits. This is the company's forward-looking statement for your review. It basically says that this is neither an offer to sell nor an offer to buy any securities, and that this presentation may include certain forward-looking projections, and you have to take them as such. The demand for energy is constantly growing. However, the demand for power must be balanced against the need to protect the environment. Today's energy sources like solar, hydro, and wind are clean energy sources but only produce about 13% of the electricity required. Natural gas is the fastest growing fuel for conventional power generation. It is the cleanest fossil fuel, has a large supply, and is the lowest cost. Every energy source needs to be considered when trying to meet the world's growing energy demands. However, the growing energy demand needs to be balanced with the need to protect the environment. Scuderi Clean Energy has developed systems that make natural gas power generation cleaner, more efficient, and they can be used to supplement and enhance renewable energy sources. Scuderi Clean Energy has developed several products for the distributed power generation market. The distributed generation market is made up of a variety of small, grid-connected devices that produce power on a more local level. These systems are referred to as distributed energy resources, and they make up the fastest growing segment of the power industry. Scuderi Clean Energy products are specifically designed for clean, efficient power generation and energy storage. In addition, our technology is protected with over 300 patents in over 40 countries. For the power generation projects, Scuderi Clean Energy will utilize conventional engine technology that has many decades of proven performance from such companies as General Electric and Caterpillar. This effectively eliminates any technology risk for the main power generation component of the project. In the power industry, there are two types of power systems that utilize natural gas to produce electricity. One is a combined heat and power unit that produces both electricity and heat to be sold to an end user. The other is an independent power producer that produces electricity to be sold into the grid. The interesting thing is that even though both technologies utilize natural gas as the primary fuel and utilize engines with generators to produce electricity, the two systems never seem to cross. Combined heat and power systems are typically much smaller than independent power producers. They are designed around the heat requirements for a specific end user or customer, with the electricity as only a secondary benefit. The overall efficiency of CHP units is normally high because it uses a large percentage of the total energy produced, that is, both the heat and electricity. However, CHP systems are more focused on the use of the heat and are not typically designed to have high electrical efficiencies. High electrical efficiency is a key requirement for being able to profitably sell electricity to the grid. Therefore, CHP units rarely, if ever, sell power into the grid. IPPs, on the other hand, are typically much larger systems that are specifically designed for high electrical efficiency. This enables them to compete effectively when selling electricity into the grid. However, the IPPs never utilize the heat from the systems. The schematics shown depict a combined heat and power unit versus an independent power producer. These diagrams help to better understand both their similarities and their differences. You will notice that both systems utilize engines with generators to produce electricity. However, the combined heat and power system supplies both electricity and heat to a customer, but rarely, if ever, provides electricity to the grid. On the other hand, the independent power producer is designed to only provide electricity to the grid and does not utilize the heat at all. Scuderi Clean Energy recognized a niche in the distributed power market located between the combined heat and power systems and the independent power producers. By merging these two technologies, the Scuderi system can function as both a combined heat and power unit and as an independent power producer. Scuderi systems are typically larger than most combined heat and power units and smaller than most independent power producers. In addition, Scuderi Clean Energy systems are designed for both high electrical efficiency and for utilizing the heat from the system. By merging these two technologies, Scuderi Clean Energy has created a patented distributed power generation system that is a hybrid between a combined heat and power system and an independent power producer. This hybrid concept is able to benefit from the advantages of both systems while eliminating some of their negative features. One of the most significant advantages is being able to generate multiple revenue streams from both sides of the technology. For example, the combined heat and power systems have 4 different revenue sources. First, you have the electricity sales to the end user. Then you have the sale of heat or a commodity produced from the heat. Then you also have alternative energy credits, which are really state incentives for clean energy. And then you have accelerated depreciation, which is really a federal incentive for clean energy. The independent power producers also have 4 potential revenue sources. First, you have the electricity sales to the grid. Then you also have capacity payments, which also comes from the grid. In addition to that, there are the opportunity for transmission payments, and then finally, ancillary services. Achieving all of these revenue sources is only possible with the Scuderi Clean Energy patented design. Utilizing the heat from the system is critical to its overall performance. By using the heat to produce a commodity or a product, additional revenue is generated, and the units also qualify for both federal and state incentives, such as accelerated depreciation and energy credits. There are numerous commodities that require heat in order to be produced. Commodities such as distilled and deionized water, urea, ammonia, ethanol, and many others. The advantage of commodities is that they can be sold on exchanges or in bulk, and the revenue from these commodities could be the biggest income stream of the entire project. For example, some of the markets for distilled water are cannabis growers, plating companies, printers, labs, and many others. The importance of multiple revenue streams is both intuitive and exciting. First, they act as a built-in hedge against market fluctuations. In addition to that, multiple revenue sources can have a significant impact on the bottom line of a project. For example, the Scuderi projects typically have EBITDAs or net cash flows of over 50%. This is very unusual in the power generation industry, which typically operates on very low margins. Also, multiple revenue streams help to ensure the financial stability of a project, and they also help to reduce the dependency on any one revenue source. All of these benefits help to make these projects very attractive to potential investors. In addition to the multiple revenue sources, the Scuderi Clean Energy projects represent a socially responsible investment. Because of their unique design, they have a significant impact on helping to reduce CO2 emissions. With only one project, over 6,400 tons of CO2 are prevented from entering the atmosphere every year. That is equivalent to removing over 1,200 cars from the road annually. Also, because of their highly efficient design, these projects help to reduce the cost of electricity, which is good for everyone. And since these projects are distributed power generation sources, they help to strengthen the reliability of the grid. This includes for both natural and man-made disasters such as cyber attacks and hurricanes such as Superstorm Sandy. Also, because these projects produce clean energy with overall efficiencies above 80%, they meet the qualifications for both federal and state incentives. And in addition to that, because they are distributed power facilities, they help to create local jobs. There are a number of vertical markets that are well suited for our technology. For example, municipal power companies such as Holyoke Gas and Electric realize a significant savings from our technology. Farming operations that use both heat and power. Waste-to-energy projects, our systems help to improve the economic viability of these projects. Nitrogen removal from water. Our system is one of the few ways of economically removing nitrogen from water. This is a huge problem on Long Island and throughout the country. Stranded natural gas wells. Our systems can effectively convert non-operating gas wells into profitable producers of clean energy and low CO2 commodities. And microgrids. Our system is ideally suited to provide an economic way for cities and towns to maintain their power in times of emergency. In addition, when we add our energy storage technology, the potential markets just continue to grow, especially in helping to improve the performance of renewables like wind and solar. In fact, one of the biggest reasons Holyoke Gas and Electric wants our systems in place is for the second phase of our projects, which is the energy storage piece. Our current backlog is over $100 million. Please contact the company if you have any questions regarding the company or its technology, and thank you for your time and attention.